You can start.
Victimized and dismissed Free State Sabc members speak out as we continue to uncover claims of corruption, defeating the ends of justice and abuse of power within the police service.
There was no one who listens to me. There was not absolutely no one who listens to me.
Where's my constitutional right of being safe?
They can kill me.
They can, but I will not die silently. I will keep on making noise until they will silence my voice.
Ideally, a police officer symbolizes a person of strong ethics, respect, and knowledge of laws. But it doesn't seem like some South Africans would agree with that notion. According to a recent study by the Human Sciences Research Council, 73% of South Africans have no faith in the police, and our investigations into the Free State Sabc seem to validate that public sentiment. We found disillusioned and frustrated officials who decry poor leadership by managers whom they describe as a law unto themselves. During SABC News' first report into the alleged rot at Free State Sabc, we spoke to current and former Sabc members who alleged that the Bethlehem District Commissioner, Major General Jan Tsotetsi, is abusive to workers, is involved in stock theft, cover-ups, and pushing out of hard-working members who are not part of his clique. Following that broadcast, police unions Pop Crew and SAPO released statements calling for Tsotetsi's suspension, but Pop Crew says nothing has come out of that.
And Jabs, are you going to show the other part later as we go?
Yes.
Related to what we are going to speak about today.
Yes.
Good afternoon, masterminds. I hope you are all good. We are back. We are back with SAPs again. And masterminds, you know what to do when you come in the house. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Please become a member of this channel and please watch all the ads. Today, we are going to talk about something huge that's going to happen on the 21st of August in the Free State High Court, whereby the South African Broadcasting Corporation is taking Mayor General Thabang Soli Lesia to court. The reason for this court action emanates from a program that was aired on 22, not 22, I think it was early September 2022, whereby myself and other former dismissed police officers exposed the corruption of the Free State management. Remember, SABC cannot air or show anything or even make a documentary about anything if you don't give them evidence, because they must also protect themselves. So when this program was aired, they had all the evidence in their hands. Now, you all remember that I was charged criminally because of cases that was open against me by Mayor General Lesia, the same person that I also implicated in my protected disclosure that I made to the former National Commissioner, Ketla Sitolo. I was acquitted in July 2024 of all those charges. But right after I was acquitted, now this man decided to say, okay, fine, she was acquitted in the criminal case, I'm going to sue them. And then he made an application for the defamation. He filed an application for defamation against myself, against Prof. Mary Haas, against George Mashale, against SABC, and against the producer of this program, Cutting Edge Lindiwe Mabena. So now SABC is clapping back. SABC filed a counter application at the Free State High Court, on which this application, this matter will be heard on the 21st of August. That is next week, Thursday. So, Njabs, let me greet you. I've said a mouthful. I just wanted to give Masterminds a background of what we are going to speak about. The giant is now the elephant that is fighting now is state against state. So can you please proceed for us in that?
Yes. Good afternoon, Mastermind. So I'm just gonna play again the clip, which is actually will summarize the today's discussion that you want to alert people on.
While they allegedly don't discipline their allies for serious misconduct, we are told junior officials sometimes are fired for being late for work and not speaking nicely to a superior. Some through SMS, while others are not even given an opportunity to defend themselves, in a clear violation of the Labor Relations Act.
Yeah, give me at least a copy of this police will be clean, sanitized of all these criminals. And what I want to see is they must be charged and they must be jailed.
Patricia Mashale is a whistleblower. Today she's meeting with us together with her husband, George. Patricia doesn't live with her family currently due to a threat to her life that was confirmed by an intelligence report, but she agreed to meet with us here with her husband for a short time. Our interview with her, however, was held somewhere else as she can't stay in one place for long due to the potential danger to her life.
My family practically fall apart because the situation is not normal. I have a 9-year-old son where I can't see whenever I want. Usually I was there with his homework, with his schoolwork, when he have assignments and stuff. The situation is absolutely abnormal.
The administrative clerk had worked for 15 years before she was dismissed through the Sabc's controversial expeditious process. The Fezile Dabi District Commissioner, Major General Moses Makubo, adjudicated in Patricia's case, despite him being one of the officials she had implicated in her corruption report and had opened a case against him. Patricia was dismissed after she refused to attend a misconduct hearing chaired by Makubo due to conflict of interest. She had been charged for leading a community march calling for the removal of the Free State Sabc management.
I still regard myself as an employee because actually I'm not even dismissed on the personal system. Only my pay has been blocked.
The usually active Patricia now spends her days cooped up in her hideout with no protection from the state.
Sabc doesn't want to give me protection because Sabc has been implicated by way of the threat assessment. They have been implicated as the people who actually wants to take me out. So how will they protect me?
Can you read the findings, Suspect?
Yes, the findings is this is the threat assessment that was done by Warrant Officer Masdorp of Counterintelligence on instruction of the previous portfolio committee of police. And the findings said it was determined that Mrs. Patricia Mashale is currently in hiding and is fearing for her life and the lives of her family due to threats made against her as well as her family. The investigation office of IPOD confirmed that the office of IPOD is currently investigating these allegations of corruption and that does not rule out a possibility of a threat against Mrs. Patricia Mashale. After these allegations of corruption were reported to the National Commissioner by Mrs. Patricia Mashale, she started to be mistreated and intimidated at her workplace. A case of perjury was opened against Mrs. Patricia Mashale, Park Road case 35/2/2022 as a way of instilling fear and to intimidate her.
Yeah, let's just see.
And even if they want to give me protection, I will trust the protection.
She says her troubles began when she reported irregular promotions, dismissals, stock theft, and abuse of state resources. But her battles to have corrupt officials removed from Sabc dates to 2009.
Me and my husband, George Mashale, reported it to IPAD. All the allegations and this corruption that we reported was actually committed by senior officials. Then with the recent events, I also then again saw that, but nothing had actually changed in SAPS. What happened then are still happening. And I reported it again. This time I reported straight to the National Commissioner, who was at the time the former General Ketla. I phoned him, and then he asked me to put it on a written report, a complaint, and then forward straight to his email, which I did. It was on 6 January 2021. To my shock and surprise, the report that I forwarded to him, the complaint, found its way back to the very management that I complained about. And then from there on, the management retaliated against me.
Yes, mastermind. So as you can see, and Jabs, I think in Jabs have a problem. I know that earlier he reported that he has a problem with electricity. Okay, there you are.
Yes, it's better.
So to add,
you can just give us a brief.
To add to that, as I said, that I reported this in 2021. I made a protected disclosure to Sitole in 2021. And as a result thereof, I was charged criminally. There was threats on my life. There was attempts on my life. And I decided to go public. I went on social media, I went on Twitter, I went on Facebook, and then I reached out to the media. And that is when SABC decided to interview all of us, and there were 2 episodes of Cutting Edge that were made and exposed the corruption in the South African police services. And lo and behold,
Right.
Since then,
just so that it flows to sped, we now know that you guys have exposed, and you've seen the background on the Cutting Edge, that it's combinedly you and your husband, as well as other Free State officials, people, that it narrated the example of things that members felt are harassed by. Can you just summarize those things so that we can get to the point of when the harassment case, because I think the next 2 minutes in a video will talk about the next harassment case. But then I want you to close off, because we saw Mr. Dotet, Yes, just give us a background on those other members, a brief one, so that we're able to move together with you.
On the issue of Sotetsi, the person who reported this, who exposed this, is Moeketsi Mokoena Max, the one that I told you are currently also being charged maliciously because he exposed. He had dockers, not only just him, the farming community, the farmers opened dockets of stock theft, of crime, of different, there's physical dockers, and we have those dockers. We have information of those dockers. The farming community even handed over a full dossier to Becky Cele when that Brandon Horn, when Brandon Horn was killed. And up to today, Brandon Horn's killers were never found, but the farming community handed over the information of the people who killed Brandon Horn to Becky Cele in the form of a dossier. And Tsudetsi was never charged. Although there were dockets open, instead they came from Moeketsi Mokoena. They came for that captain whom you've seen when that video started. They came for everyone who were there to expose the corruption. But they were, so Tetsi retired last year in December, I think. He retired last year in December. He was never charged. The same way you can see that even all of us, Japs, all of us were dismissed without being subjected to a try to defend ourselves. We were subjected to the infamous Regulation 9, where there is a meeting that been called and then you are just being informed that you are being dismissed. And there was a picture that they showed of Makubu, General Makubu. He is the one that was demoted because I exposed the fact that he was promoted unlawfully. And there was an arbitration award that ordered that he should be demoted, and they never demoted him. And then I made noise about it and said, but there's an arbitration award. This man should be demoted. And he was eventually demoted 1 year later. And then he was appointed now from a Major General to a Brigadier. He was now appointed to be the chairperson in my departmental track, while I also implicated him in the protected disclosures. You understand? And me and my representative made an application. We asked him to recuse himself because he just simply recused himself. And we told him that this is an unfair process. It cannot be part of a procedure when already I implicated him in corruption. And he dismissed me on the same day. I was not subjected to a departmental trial. And all the members that I'm told, there's about, in our groups, is about 500 to 600 members who have been dismissed through Regulation 9, whereby they don't get an opportunity to defend themselves in a trial.
Okay. So this next part, if I can share with your permission, it then talks through to the part of
Patricia was soon charged departmentally, which says it is a norm when one speaks up against Sabc's management. A protection order was also secured by one of the implicated officials, Free State Deputy Provincial Police Commissioner, Major General Solid Lesia. Lesia also went to open a harassment case against her for spreading false allegations. Her phone was also seized with an alleged fake search and seizure warrant. Patricia says the officers even refused her the right to call a lawyer.
I say, but now you are infringing my right, just my basic right to have legal representation. He said, no, you will call your lawyer afterwards. I say, how? Because my lawyer's number's on my phone. So where am I going to get the number of the lawyer to call him? And then the door was closed. You see what happened in the office. They closed the door. The captain is a white lady, Captain Veronica Kutsia. She was standing, she was blocking the exit. Colonel Van Amerwe was standing in front of me, and next to me was the armed constable of POP. And this lady was now moving towards me, and she told me to say that if you know they're going to hand the phone over, I'm going to take it by force. And that's when the phone rang. And when I checked on the phone, I saw it was my daughter. Colonel Van Amerwe was screaming, you're not answering that phone. And then I was just swiping the phone open like this, and I was screaming in the phone, Michelle, call your father and tell him that I'm being arrested. Colonel Van Amerwe was taking my phone.
The warrant used to seize her phone already had her SIM card details, although the officers hadn't applied for a Section 205 subpoena, which allows the state to access her information.
So I'm signing the Section 205. I'm waiting for the application to come so that I can see what is the reason for the Section 205. They never applied for Section 205. They just proceeded to take my phone to cybercrime, intercept my information. The next thing, people are calling me all over the place. Patricia, you are exiting groups. You are doing this. You are doing this. And the phone is in the position of SAPS at the time.
This is the court where Patricia Mashale first appeared for her harassment case opened against her by Major General Lesia. During the hearing, the magistrate raised concern over the heavy police contingent which had accompanied Major Lesia, saying she also felt intimidated. She also revealed that someone had tried stealing the case docket.
And what did Major General Lesia did? He took pictures of all my WhatsApp conversations with everyone that I've been talking to on WhatsApp. He took screenshots. Where did he get the screenshot? And he presented it to the domestic court to say this is our conversations with other people. And there's the reason why they want to steal the docket now from court, because he implicated himself. He implicated himself because all the evidence are there.
What was entailed in those WhatsApp messages that, you know, as such,
it was not even my WhatsApp message.
Let's stop there.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It was
I
a
mean,
mess.
please.
It was a mess.
Tell us.
It was a mess. Now, the same Major General Lesia, remember I said I implicated him in my protected disclosures. Now he went to the Park Road police station and opened a case against me. He is now the complainant in this case. So what happened next? He appoint the investigator. He himself, as the complainant in this case, appoint the investigation officer to investigate the case against me. You understand? Now there's open a criminal case, and there's a harassment. Now we say I'm harassing him. I have never called or contacted Lesia. Never. What he did, he called people who communicated with him. Those people testified in the criminal case. He called them and said, I want to see your messages that you exchanged with Patricia Mashale. I want to see the messages that you exchanged. You have a group, and I want to see the messages that Patricia sent in that group. Give me that messages. Take screenshots and give me. He took those screenshots and he went and opened a harassment case against me.
Wow. So we also saw on that security assessment, there was a name, Van der Merwe, and you also narrated that there was a Van der Merwe who was blocking you, and on your phone, they already had your IMEI number and everything before you could give it through to them.
Yes.
Take us through that.
Van der Merwe is now the one that I said that Lesia. Van der Merwe was working in Welkom. Remember, we are in Bloemfontein. Van der Merwe was a detective commander in Welkom. Now Van der Merwe are being appointed by Lesia to say, come, I want you to come and investigate this matter. So when Van der Merwe came to my office with a search and seizure warrant, that is when they came to take my phone by force. You understand? That is when Van der Merwe took my warning statement, and that is where I noticed that if Van der Merwe is only giving me this search and seizure warrant today to take my phone, how come the details of my phone, my email number, my SIM card serial number is already on the search and seizure warrant? You saw that. It was already there, meaning that my phone has been intercepted even before they seized it, unlawfully so.
Yes. What I picked up on that, hence I asked you, because you said the portfolio committee in Parliament sanctioned that a risk assessment must be done on yourself. So I think based on that, I think I've seen there that you are constantly under surveillance, basically. That came out. So a risk assessment came before the harassment case, or it came after?
The risk assessment came. The risk assessment. Remember, the harassment case was opened against me in 2021. The risk assessment came in 2022 when there was the attempt in February. Remember, I told you in February there was an attempt to get me arrested by the same General Lesia, so that I can be taken to a correctional facility whereby I was not going. I got the information from one of my former colleagues. Tell me that, can you please, there's a risk on your life. You are going to be arrested. You are going to be admitted in a correctional facility, but you are not going to be registered and you are going to disappear in that correctional facility. That was February 2022 when I got that warning. 2 days after I got the warning, I got information that Lesia is indeed at a police station. He opened a case of perjury. Now he went to the police station and opened a case of perjury against me. He instructed the constable to say, go and arrest her. The constable said, but you cannot open a case of perjury. Because a case of perjury, I usually just open when someone lied under oath, and usually by the court. You understand? And he said that he's the general. He told the constable, because the constable spoke to me. He said, because I met with the constable because she wanted me to sign the document. He said he's the general. I'm the general here. I'm telling you to go and arrest her because I'm the one opening the case. And then that's when she called George and tell George that she's looking for me. George doesn't know where I am. George said she vanished 2 days ago. I don't know where she is. And then Professor Merida has, based on this, Professor Merida has now wrote an urgent letter to Parliament and said Patricia is currently wanted to be arrested. Her life is in danger. They want to arrest her. And based on that, Parliament now wrote a letter to the Free State management to say that Patricia's life is in danger. Even called the executive director of IPA to ask her, and she said, yes, she can confirm that my life is in danger because I also opened cases with her. And then based on that, Parliament now ordered a threat assessment whereby Warrant Officer Mazur was appointed to do the threat assessment. I never met with Warrant Officer Mazur. He called me and I didn't even trust him. I told him I don't trust anything relating to SCPS. And he said to me, Patricia, I have been appointed to do the threat assessment. If you don't want to meet with me, can you at least send everything via email to me, the documents, everything, and then I will do the threat assessment based on that. And that is when I emailed him everything. And then he did a threat assessment based on the information that I emailed to him. And he found that indeed
you've already mentioned that you
were saying, Jeff?
Yes, I was saying that you've already mentioned that the matter is reported to all the bodies like your parliament. What about, because you also spoke to me about reporting it to the general, Libya. Can I flight the WhatsApp screenshot?
And then we received info. George was called by someone to tell him that George even recorded a person that the same General Lesia now went to a hitman to take out a hit on George. There is the recording. George recorded. I sent this recorder to General Libya, and I said, General, this is a recording of the person who alerted George that Lesia took out a hit against him. Can you please investigate this? General Libya said to me, no, you can go to the police station and open a case at the police station. I told General Libya, I said, General Libya, I previously informed you that General Lesia issued instructions that no police station in Free State should assist me if I go and open cases. And it happened, and Judge. Every time I went to open cases at the police station, I was told that no, they are not allowed. They got instructions from the top, from the management. I'm not allowed to go to the police station to open cases. Hence, I went to Libya and reported to Libya. Libya referred me back, and after that, he never acted. Those are the proof of the conversation between me and Libya.
Now, what's happening then next with this? Because we've seen the expose by SAPC. So now, is it now the Free State SAPS that took you guys or SABC to court, or SABC is taking SAP as member in their capacity, or what's the
They
status
take
there?
him in a capacity as a SAPS member, because he took us to court in his capacity as a SAPS member. This is now still Mayor General Lesia. I already told you that after I was acquitted of all charges, now he went to court and then he filed the defamation suit against myself, against Prof. Dahas, George, in this particular order. SABC and Lindiwe Mabena was the producer of that cutting. Now, SABC is now clapping back, and SABC now filed a counter action against him, which will be heard, because SABC is now questioning the authority of the lawyers who are representing him in this matter. So this matter will now be heard. So SABC is actually acting on behalf of all of us. So this matter will now be heard on the 21st of August in the Free State High Court. So now it's SABC now against Lesia.
What did their lawyers did that is being questioned in court?
You know what, the letter of authority, I don't know, did I send it to you? The letter of authority that the lawyers question doesn't even have Lesia's details on it. It has the details of another person. The letter of authority. Now SABC say, this letter of authority that you submitted, I think I must send it. Do we have about how many minutes? Yeah. The letter of authority.
Fine, because it's something that is being filed.
Yes.
We don't have to show it.
They filed a motion, but the letter of authority is in another person's name. And the other thing about this motion also, we have already filed our responding affidavits against this motion of Lesia. And remember, in a defamation case, the defamation case prescribes after 1 year. So his time to file a defamation case, they prescribed already 2 years ago. He prescribed because this show was aired in September 2022. You are supposed to file in September 2023. So he only filed last year. I think it was August 2024. So his time to file is already prescribed. Now the question here, in terms that we want to ask ourselves, and I'm going to ask for investigation into this: who is paying for all these lawsuits? Is it Lesia in his personal capacity, or is it the taxpayers' money? Because how can someone go and file a lawsuit against the public broadcaster in his personal capacity? Now I've been informed all these lawsuits by these generals, these senior management against junior junior members are being funded by the taxpayers. I've been informed. So I'm still going to ask for investigation into this. I'm still going to ask, because these lawsuits is a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and they keep on filing lawsuits. So we want to know who is funding all these lawsuits. Masterminds, I can see that in jobs is having problems there with connectivity. But yeah, 21 August 2025, SABC will now be there in the Free State High Court against Mayor General Thabang Lesia in a counter action whereby solely Lesia decided that he is going to file a lawsuit against us because he's now claiming that that is defamation against him. And yes, remember, I already won one last week. So I'm looking forward. I'm really looking forward to this one also. And let me just bring all of it in, and let a battle continue. So I believe this one will be broadcast because this is now the public broadcaster, South African public broadcaster against Mayor General Lesia, and it's going to be very interesting. So let's see what is going to happen, but that is all that I wanted to tell you. And as I said before, in SABCS, some animals are more equal than others. All of us junior members have been dismissed on mere allegations, but we are sitting with the likes of General Dumisani Khumalo. We are sitting with the likes of Mshaba, who are still working. They have not even been charged departmentally. In fact, they want their bail conditions to be relaxed so that they can go back to crime intelligence where they were working. While we won our cases, we were dismissed even before we were charged criminally, even before we were acquitted in court, we were dismissed. Now, as I'm saying that some animals are really more equal than others, but this will also end. This will also end. We will not stop until each and every corrupt individual in the South African Police Service is exposed, is charged, and if in the perfect world, they must remain in jail. But currently now there's no perfect world. Currently now there's no perfect judiciary. Currently now we don't have a perfect MPA. We see that on a daily basis, but we are patient. We are patient. We will not stop. We will continue until we have won this battle. We will not stop until we have won this battle.
Yeah.
In our next edition, we will bring you the story of Ntate George Mbatu, who is also a police officer because he's never been dismissed, who is a police officer. Ntate Mbatu was appointed in 1977, and in 1991 he was suspended. He's still on suspension. He's still on suspension, and just recently, the Minister of Correctional Services, Dr. Pieter Groenewald, confirmed that Ntate Mbatu was charged, and Ntate Mbatu was in detention in a correctional facility in Northwest, but for 18 months, from 1991 until 1992, Dr. Pieter Groenewald confirmed that the prison number that they used to detain him in prison does not exist. Even Sabc has confirmed that the case number that they used to convict him does not exist on the system. We will bring you Ntate Mbatu's story next because the old man is suffering. The old man has been suffering for the past 34 years, and we are going to expose this so that Ntate Mbatu can get justice. Njabs, we are going to end it there. I'm so sorry, Masterminds, because Njabs has experienced some connectivity issues, but forgive us for that. We will come back and we will proceed. So Masterminds, do what you do best. Please like, please subscribe, please share. And please also become a member of this channel. And that way you are growing this channel. And please watch the ads. So I'm going to stop it here.